Happy Monday. It is February 5th. I'm Kimberly Perot, and joining me in the studio today is Ross Leonhardt. And in this first hour, it is National Sickie Day. What does that even mean? This is generally the month that people get the most sick. So I had a conversation earlier with Dr. Mona Amin about all of that, how you can prevent it and how you can stay on top of your health this winter season. Plus, Ross and I are in the kitchen and much more. So hour one of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
So many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. Your coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Welcome into the TV8 Weather Center. This Monday morning, we're starting the day off with a cool 19 degrees at 8 a.m. Things will heat up to about 44 degrees today, though. So quite a variation in temperatures throughout the day. Some slight and variable winds today, nothing too crazy. Into the hourly, 38 degrees at noon, 42 degrees at 4 p.m. And this evening at 8 p.m., temperatures drop down to 32 degrees. Partly cloudy skies today, so we'll see if the sun decides to show itself, but be prepared for a little bit of everything today. Into the I-70 corridor, Eagles looking at a high of 42 degrees today, Avon a high of 44 degrees today, and Vail's looking at a high of 44 degrees today, and Denver a whopping 47-degree day on the Front Range. Looking at tonight, a low of 24 degrees, mostly cloudy with a sunset at 5:30 p.m., winds coming from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Into the rest of this wonderful week we have coming up, a partly cloudy sky today, Monday, a partly cloudy day on Tuesday, before that next snowstorm rolls in on Wednesday and Thursday with chance of snow showers both of those days, as well as Friday, a chance of afternoon snow. Temperatures kind of in the lows around the 20s and into the teens this week, and the highs kind of hanging around the 40s to start and into the 30s to end the week. Looking at the Beaver Creek Snow Report, what a great weekend we had out there. Beaver Creek reported 15 inches in the last 2 days over the weekend, bringing the season total to 158 inches, and that base depth is finally rocking and rolling with 50 inches in the base. Beaver Creek's got 25 lift opens and 164 trails. That's 73% of terrain. More to come, and Beaver Creek's operating right now 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over at Vail, some fresh snow over the weekend as well, 7 inches over the weekend, or in the last 2 days, and 180 inches total, bringing that base depth to 58 inches. You guys know we're all about that base, no treble, right? And Vail Mountain's working from 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. right now with 30 lifts open, including Blue Sky Basin and those back bowls. 277 trails and 99% of terrain is open at Vail. So that snow over the weekend, Kim, kind of brought us back, and we're rocking and rolling again.
It did. I had a blast out there, and you know what else was pretty awesome?
What's that?
All of that bass was happening because the Grammys were last night.
That's right.
So lots of fun and exciting
Yes.
musical talent, just demonstrating all that they have to do. But yeah, I had a blast this weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend out there. Kind of looking forward to seeing the sun again for a couple days, and then rolling right into the next winter storm.
I think it's kind of perfect. The weekend cadence of these snowstorms. You know, my quads are a little sore. Definitely got out and shredded, but it was a blast.
Yesterday was one of those epic, beautiful bluebird days with inches of snow everywhere. So.
It's just great. You know, lots of secret stashes all over the mountain. It was just it was a great weekend.
It feels good.
It does.
We're back. We're rocking and rolling. More to come too.
More to come, and it is the week before the big game, so we've got lots of football snacks happening all week long. It's going to be a blast.
Yes.
Yeah, you ready for it?
In the kitchen. Can't wait.
In the kitchen. This time it's not a snowboard that we're cooking up, but we're going to go ahead and get started with that right after this break.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
It's Monday and it's football snacks because the big game is this weekend.
Can't wait.
Cannot wait. But did you see the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs arriving into Vegas yesterday?
I did not.
Yeah,
no.
so they're in it to win it. They
All
look
right.
relaxed. We'll see who's going to win.
All right.
Yeah.
We're more looking at Taylor Swift's concert schedule right now.
Is
right?
she actually going to
She'll
make
be
it
there.
on time?
She's going to make
So
it.
who are you pulling for?
Niners.
Niners? All right. Well, then I'm going to go for the Chiefs,
All
I
right,
guess.
there
We'll
you
see.
go.
We'll see. We'll start placing a friendly bet all week long.
There we go.
But speaking of big game football snacks, we
Yes.
love football snacks. I personally, I think I love the big game more than Thanksgiving or Christmas because you get all kinds of variety. Yeah, so we're gonna make what I like to call end zone meatballs. So this is like a traditional take or a fancier take on, the jelly meatballs that you just throw in a crock pot. Cool. We're gonna actually make this with a little bit of crushed pineapple, vinegar, olive oil, peppers, onions. It's gonna be killer.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we're gonna show you in two parts how to do this. So we're gonna start with preparing all of our sauces, and then eventually everything gets thrown into the crock pot. So
Easy.
Super simple. So what we're gonna do, we've got an onion and we've got a pepper. So I'll cut the onion, you can cut the pepper.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is basically just cut everything so that it's diced and we can just throw it into the crock pot. We need about 2 cups, 2/3 of a cup of the onion. So I'll grab this right here. And then we're just gonna chop it up. And then it's really great. The sauce actually consists of a can of crushed pineapple or chunks, whatever you want, a little bit of olive oil. And then what we've done is we've separated the pineapple from the pineapple juice because we're gonna use it all, which is gonna be great. So chopping a pepper, let me show you if you want to. We'll cut this guy in half.
You got the knife, you go ahead.
I do. One of my favorite ways to cut a pepper is just to slice the top off, and then you just make a couple of incisions here, and then Ross, I'm gonna let you do the rest after this. And
Love
then
it.
it's really simple. You just pull out this middle piece, just like that, and it keeps the seeds comes right out. So you do that, we'll cut it in half, and then we'll put it into my favorite contraption, which is this kitchen full star chopping thing. It does it all in one fell swoop. So what you'll do is you'll just kind of throw that in there.
Cool.
And now we've got our skillet. It's on medium heat. We're gonna throw some olive oil in there, and then we're gonna saute up our onions and peppers once we've got them cut. So lots of fun.
What a chop.
Look at how good you are at that.
So I love this last football game of the year because it usually takes longer than all the other ones.
It does.
So you have all this time for the snacks, right?
It's true. Do you have a favorite snack that you're looking forward to?
Oh man, whatever my friends cook for me on Sunday.
That's great.
I'm pretty easy.
Are you watching it at a friend's house?
Yeah, I'm watching it at a Chiefs fan's house. So
Oh,
we're
boy.
We're gonna have a little fun over
Are you
there.
going to be the single Niners fan in the group?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Awesome. So Ross, if you want to do me a favor, while
Yes.
I'm finished chopping this onion, we're going to put some olive oil into the pan. So
Cool.
You can do about 1 to 2 tablespoons, whatever you feel is necessary.
Okay.
And then we're going to chop up we're going to saute up the onion and the green pepper because we want it a little bit softer as it's cooking into the crock pot. So yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
I'm going to go actually watch it with a friend. We'll see what happens. I'm actually going to see the big game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there at the game in person, but I'm going to hang out with my friends in Las Vegas in the sunshine. As much as I love the winter, I think
Love that.
it'll be a nice little break.
So I found out this morning that I'm gonna be in a Super Bowl commercial.
Are you really?
Check that out. Yep.
Wow, that's big time. You're really rising above.
No one's gonna know it's me, so that's fun. But
Hey,
I'm gonna know.
you've got to get our break somewhere.
I'm gonna know. Yeah.
Awesome. So once this gets a little bit heated, you can throw in the peppers and just start stirring it around.
Cool.
I'm going to pass the spatula over
Gotcha.
to you, and then I'm going to keep chopping. What's great about this is that it's a little bit a mix of sweet and nice and sizzling. I love it. We love the sound of a sizzle.
Yes. Definitely hot.
Definitely hot. And we can lower that heat just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this recipe is great because you've got the sweetness of the ketchup, sweetness of the pineapple juice, and then you've got a little bit of that sour taste with any vinegar. So we're using red wine vinegar, but it really doesn't matter what you use.
Sweet.
So yeah, very different take on your normal. And
And you just eat these just straight, or you mix them in with anything, or how's this work?
we're gonna mix that in with the sauce, and I will show you how we're getting started there next. All right, this is looking great. I'm about to throw these onions into that as well. Now you can kind of up to your preference, right? I sometimes like to finely dice my onion. We're gonna put about half of it in there, so check this out.
I like this.
Thank you. And I'll just put that in there. We want to saute it for about 3 to 5 minutes just to soften everything up. And it's going to be nice and easy. So that's it. So we've separated our pineapple juice. Now, do you know about cornstarch?
No.
You will after
All
this.
right.
So cornstarch actually thickens up as any sort of sauce. So we're
Okay.
going to go ahead and put 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and this is not on, so I'm going to set that right there. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of cornstarch into our pineapple juice.
Is that how you check to make sure it's not on? You put your hand on there. Is that right?
Definitely not the right
Not
way
on.
to do
We're gonna just put our hand.
I
Make
mean,
sure.
I saw the dials, but I just also wanted to
It's
demonstrate.
all right. You know what you're doing. I know you know what you're doing.
Some days we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a Monday morning, so the
It's all
brain
right.
is turning on.
It's all right. We're gonna get there.
We are going to get there. So we're doing, we've got the pineapple juice. We're good to go here. Actually, I'm going to move that. And then we're going to grab one more bowl, and we're going to mix our ketchup and our vinegar together.
Cool.
So I'm going to grab that bowl now in our handy dandy TV8 kitchen. And then with the ketchup, we're going to do about 3/4 of a cup of ketchup.
Okay.
So Make sure this is a brand new bottle, nice and fresh.
Awesome.
Are you a big ketchup guy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've only recently started liking ketchup on the regular. It's always fun to try and get this.
Like, what do you eat on your hot dogs?
I'm basic. I go plain.
No, Kim, no.
On
no.
occasion, I will put some cheese on it.
There you go. Save it. Save yourself right now.
But you know, condiments not my thing, but until recently. But I
A
love
hamburger? What do you put on a good cheeseburger?
I
or
love a
something?
good like aioli or
Okay,
like a special
okay,
sauce. You know,
okay.
those are my favorite. So we're gonna do 3/4 of a cup of ketchup here, and I'm just gonna keep squeezing it in. It's gonna take up a lot of this ketchup. You know, lots of fun.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get this all over my bright yellow shirt.
I'm a big fan of half ketchup, half mayonnaise.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the start to like a Thousand Island dressing.
It pretty much
isn't
is,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll just do that, keep doing that. So we're sauteing our peppers down. They're looking good. They're still sizzling. It's gonna take a minute. All right. We've got all of the ketchup in here, as you can see. And then from the ketchup, we're blending it with the vinegar. So you've got the measuring over there.
Okay.
I need 4 tablespoons of my red wine vinegar.
It only comes in once.
Well, you're gonna have to do it 4 times.
All right, there we go.
So we're just gonna pour it into a bowl. All right, just like that. Looking good. We might, actually, Ross, if I can grab a spoon, we're gonna grab one of our
one?
fancy spoons. There we go, we've got it. I'm just cooking it in here. So this is a multi-step recipe. You know, we like to do fancy recipes here on the show that usually take 5 ingredients or less.
Yes.
But we are prepping for the big game, so this is gonna be a little bit special.
We're going for 4, we said, right?
We are going for 4. So then we're gonna mix this all together, but we'll continue showing you how to do this recipe very shortly after we finish this mixing, because there's a couple more steps we have to do, so very excited about that. Those peppers are smelling great, they're cooking down, and I'm just gonna stir this ketchup with the vinegar, so it just makes it a little bit thinner, and then you got your sweet and sour, I guess we could call it.
Love it. That's easy.
And we're just making it happen. Enzen meatballs are on their way.
Love it. Love it.
Well, we got a lot more happening in this first hour, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley, and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it. and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler. I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
These peppers and onions are smelling so good. We're gonna go ahead and add our ketchup and vinegar mix into it and just let them kind of simmer down together.
Love it.
Delicious.
So we're getting there.
We are getting there. It's
Awesome.
Looking good. We have not many more steps left, so cannot wait for that.
While we keep going in the kitchen, we'll just hop over to our friends at Covered Bridge who checked in with Donaldson Coaching on some endurance running tips.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, Editor-in-Chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Brett and Tam Donaldson of Donaldson Coaching.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So Brett and Tam are also the co-founders of The Cycle Effect, which is a very well-known nonprofit here in Eagle County, and have the pleasure of working with a lot of athletes. And so the article that we worked with them on in the abundance issue of Covered Bridge is called There's No I in Athlete. And I had the pleasure of working with Donaldson Coaching for the summer months in running and mountain biking mostly to train. And so it's really a reflection on why I believe and have found, and also by interviewing the two of you, why it's important to have a coach in this process. So give us a little background on your fitness, your athleticism. I know you both participate in a lot of races throughout the year here locally and around the country. So Tam, why don't you start with a little bit of background on you?
Ski school was kind of where I started and what brought me over here. So skiing is something that I love to do. And then when we got married, America was going to be like our home base. So I would follow the winters, and clearly then I had 4 seasons in a year, which was kind of novel, and I didn't know what to do with myself in the summer because I'm so used to being next to an ocean. Long story, got a bike. First experience on a mountain bike was awful, but ended up falling into triathlon. Then that turned into Xterra triathlon. I guess strong legs, skiers legs, I happen to have a good advantage at riding. Loved that. Got reasonably competitive at that. Started racing pro. That just turns into a full-time job if you want to keep going with it. And then started personal training at the Western. And in amongst that, we've always been like training people outside of that don't quite know how to structure their training, and consistently from there, mountain bike races, running races. Then we got into longer races of like the Breck Epic, so 3-day to 5-6 day stage races, which was fun because that was something that we could do together. People thought we were crazy, but it worked out great. And it was a lot of fun.
You really have the experience in all those different types of racing to help an athlete.
Yeah.
How about you, Brett?
I mean, I was a college athlete, but I call myself a mediocre athlete. So when Tam got into triathlon and stuff like that, I wanted to ride bikes as well. So I really kind of took a back seat for a few years as she was doing that, which was awesome because she got to really develop into that athlete, and now we have life partners that like to do these things all the time. So when I turned 40, I basically decided I wanted to be able to do these events for the next 20, 30 years if I choose. And so it's really, I've kind of restructured how I view athletics. I didn't really enjoy it in my 30s very much. There's a pressure, and I thought I should be able to do X, Y, Z. And now it's just like, I get to be out there. It's super fun. It's hard. It's challenging. But so now I spend time riding and running in the VRD series. I mean, it's a great series. I love how they put on their events. It's super casual. It's easy. Like, I don't know why more people don't do it. It's here. It's a great challenge. And then now that they've got winter, schemo races and stuff like that, I do those. I don't have anything huge on my schedule out, but besides those right now, but I'm sure we'll find another 5 or 10 races to do this summer outside of that series. So, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no I in athlete, there's no I in team. I love the title of all of that. But when it comes to coaching, when or why would someone necessarily get a coach?
Sure.
Because I question that myself as being an athlete, and then watching her go through it. What's the start, and then what can one expect, I guess?
Yeah. I think for me, it all boils down to you hire a coach so you don't make emotional choices. Whether you're feeling great and you keep going and going and going and you overload your system too much, or you're feeling awful and you decide, I'm not going to work out today, when really that was just a mental block and you could be out there doing stuff. So for many athletes, especially in this valley, we're pulling them back on the effort they put in. They think they need to be a world champion, or their next door neighbor was an ex-world champion and they try to train like them. It's like, that's not how you should do it. So we manage people's time and we manage people's emotions around their training a lot. And then of course there's skill development, there's race strategy, there's all these other things, but you can read about that in books a lot of the time, but a lot of it is, for me, just managing the person so that they are set up to do the things they want to do, whether that's a 5K, whether that's a 100-mile run, bike races, whatever.
Yeah, so essentially removing some of those roadblocks of like, I'm too tired, or like you said, I need to put in another 10 miles today.
Yes.
No.
This valley generally goes too hard. And our mountain towns, right? I mean, we're all like super enthusiastic about it. We generally go too hard for too much time, of the time you have allotted to training.
So many fun things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you've worked with, and I know you have worked with a range of athletes. I mean, with the Cycle Effect, you're working with young teenage girls on mountain bikes, and then all the way up to, I don't know how old your oldest client is, but they all have different goals and different skills. So Tam, how do you balance that when you work with an individual athlete, and you might be doing one thing with one and another thing with another, and so how do you create a plan specifically?
And I think individual is where the coach comes in, because someone who's 21, I mean, they can do a lot of volume and a lot of intensity. As I age myself, I notice the difference at 40, late 40s. I can't put in the same intensity, so it's kind of balancing when those are, making sure that the athlete that you have, depending on whatever age they're at, that you're balancing recovery, because it's the more you are good about your recovery, the more sessions you can actually fit in. And whether you've got a mother who is like, hey, I got 45 minutes, and that's it. So how do we make the most of that? And then somebody else who maybe has a little bit more relaxed schedule. So you can always find like a PDF or something to follow in a book or on paper, but I think customizing it to your life. I was actually just talking with an athlete the other day, and they love ticking the boxes. And every now and then there has to be a little bit of coach-athlete communication, even on those days, that if you're not feeling that great, reach out and be like, okay, maybe we need to tweak this. It sounds like you might be starting to get sick, and we need to back things off a little bit. I think that's important, because a lot of the time you just ignore, think I should, do all of this.
Yeah, the quote from the article, There's No I in Athlete, in this current issue that Tam provided reads, "It's hard to look at ourselves objectively. A coach can customize a training plan that fits your work, family, and social schedules. A coach accelerates your progress by helping you make the best use of your time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Let's work on things that are going to make the most gains."
Yeah.
Love that.
And I would add one more thing. I think that having one pretty good plan is much better than having 4 excellent plans. Because 4 excellent plans, people are picking what they want to do, and they're skipping the things they don't want to do. And so I don't think you need to hire the most accomplished, world-renowned coach in the entire world. You need to hire somebody that you resonate with, that kind of understands your your sport that you want to get into and stuff like that, but really you need to commit to that person for maybe 6 months or something like that. Like if somebody comes to me and says, Brett, I want you to write me a plan for a month, I'm like, I have no desire to do that, because I know that it doesn't really move the needle very much. And so I think hiring one person or finding a book and saying like, this is the book I'm going to commit to and stuff like that, that's better than 4 excellent plans, because people just, we're so unfocused, and we see something on Instagram, we're like, oh, I'm going to go do that too. It's like, maybe we shouldn't do all of the things because we just don't have the time.
Yeah, as someone who got to kind of watch the coaching and participate as the significant other, it was interesting to see the days that you made sure Kim had recovery. Because on those days, generally prior to the coaching plan, she would have still gone out and done something. But then the other days where it was like these pain cave type interval sessions, it's really difficult, I would say personally, to force myself to do that without a plan. Yep. And again, I was not necessarily on the plan, but I was on the plan following her. And some of those days, yeah, they are rough. And I also think what I noticed was a couple times during her training, you would be like, you are getting fatigued. Back off. Today you don't need to do the full workout, or you don't need to always be an A student if you're not feeling well. And I think that to me was, again, as the outsider looking in, was the most valuable part of it. Yeah. Because it is easy to just like you said, do the things that really feel good and then ignore the things that don't, and then also not recover because you're like, oh, well, I want to go skiing today, or I want to do this. And it's like Brett or Tam would put in like absolutely nothing today. Yeah. And Kim would have to, abide by that.
And I'm the same, like, I know all the things, but I still get caught in that trap where, so if this was the first year ever that I asked Tam to be my coach, right? After like 20 years where we should not coach each other. It's not good for us. Yeah. I said, you know what? You know me better than ever. You know my goals better than anybody else. And so I would walk into the kitchen some mornings and I'm like, I am exhausted. And she's like, oh, you should take the day off. Or things like that. And so everybody needs a sounding board on some level. And I think that's really what the coach is. And they're not also going to be that sounding board friend that just says like, oh, you're just, take the week off. Or you're feeling like there's some accountability because they want to see you hit your results, but they also know
you're meant to be fatigued today, suck it up. This is 2 days of intensity because we're building for a certain thing. You're meant to not feel great today, but that's the point of this training. So, to his point, it's really hard to be objective, and it takes the decision-making process out of it, and it takes the pressure off the individual of I don't have to decide what to do today. That you just wake up, you look at your plan, and go. So that can free up an enormous amount of time, but also mental space for somebody. They can just be at ease, not be thinking am I doing the right thing? I'm not sure. Somebody else is taking care of that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just love the fact that you brought up, because I was going to ask that question, coaches get coaches, right?
Absolutely.
And I think totally. Not just you guys, I've heard it from fitness instructors in town that have their own coaches, right? And we look up to you as a coach, but it's pretty awesome that you take your own prescribed medicine.
For sure. And I think that's with business, that's with anything. With the Cycle Effect, I have, 10 to 20 mentors. I am calling them all the time, being like, hey, I don't know what to do here. What should I do? And stuff like that. So I think that everybody should have a coach or a mentor in their major walks of life, whether it's relationships or work or whatever. So I'm a firm believer, and I am not the smartest guy in the room, and I need to ask a lot of questions. Yeah. So I like that.
I was about to say there's no I in life, but there is an I in life. So,
I'm glad, as an editor of a magazine, you are able to figure this out. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk briefly about the Cycle Effect. I mean, this was the 10-year anniversary of the nonprofit. Which does that feel like it's gone really quickly, or is it? I'm just
depends on the day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think that. So the Cycle Effect, real quick, is high school, middle school girls in 4 different counties, Mesa County, Routt County, Eagle, and Summit. And we help them ride and race mountain bikes and go to college, is the real short elevator pitch. We focus on working with BIPOC communities, which here is mostly the Latina community. And we provide everything they could possibly need. It's a year-round program. It's amazing. And going back to the 10 years, I can honestly say we love what we do. Is it super challenging sometimes? Of course, like anything that's worth doing. But we love the relationships we've built. We love the community that we've built, and our staff and things like that. And so yeah, Tam and I started it 10 years ago, and we're still going strong. So we're looking at potential new growth in the coming year to two, and we're redefining things. We're always evolving how we do things, because we know that what worked 4 years ago doesn't work now. So we're always growing.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure. Number one, learning from you guys, from the coaching aspect. It's been a pleasure watching the Cycle Effect grow and having you guys in our community, and we really appreciate everything that you bring to this lovely valley, and now many other valleys in the state of Colorado. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know how you can reach out to Brett and Tam if you're interested in training with them, or have people that might be interested in the Cycle Effect programming.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Definitely check out Donaldson Coaching and the Cycle Effect, and thank you for watching Covered Bridge on TV8.
Enjoy the journey.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome into the TVA Weather Center this Monday morning. We're starting out with a 19-degree temperature at about 8 a.m. Things are going to heat up to about 44 degrees today. Some light winds and variable winds throughout the day today. Mostly cloudy throughout the day. We'll see some sun poking its head out here and there throughout the day. Again, 19 degrees to start the day. Things will heat up around noon to 38 degrees, and at 4 p.m. we'll hit that 42 degrees before dropping back down to 32 degrees at 8 p.m. Partly cloudy throughout the day, mostly cloudy throughout the night. Into the I-70 corridor, Eagles got a high of 42 degrees today, Partly cloudy as well. Avon a high of 44 degrees and Vail a high of 44 degrees as well. Denver looking at a whopping 47-degree day on the Front Range. Into the rest of the week. Today, partly cloudy. Tomorrow, Tuesday, partly cloudy before the next snowstorm starts rolling in Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to finish the week. Saturday, another mostly cloudy day. So try to enjoy any sunshine you can get these next couple days before that next storm starts rolling in. And with that storm, you never know. Today's National Sickie Day, where a lot of people are calling in sick. Lucky for you, we've got some experts to give you some tips on how to stay healthy this kind of sick time of year.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, it is the winter season, and you know what that means. It is the height of being sick, including respiratory viruses such as the flu. Joining me today to talk about how you can prevent that is Dr. Mona Amin, talking all about how to keep your surfaces clean and to just live your best life so that you do not miss a day of work or a day of school. Dr. Amin, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me here.
So, excellent to have you here. Now, we are in the height of flu season and any other respiratory viruses as well. So how can you help protect yourself and your family against getting these viruses?
You are right that we are in the thick of it, and when life happens, germs happen as well. So it's inevitable that you and your family may get sick from time to time. So as a mother and pediatrician, I very much understand this, and I like to recommend adopting a holistic germ prevention strategy. So this is where we look at reducing our risk of getting illness and also spreading illness. And this is the most effective way to help keep you and your family healthy and reduce the risk of spreading illnesses.
So elaborate a little bit further on that. How can you prevent spreading germs? I know germs live on the surfaces of hard surfaces as well as soft surfaces. So can you share more about that?
Yeah, so following CDC guidance for vaccines like getting the flu shot, which can really help reduce our risk of getting the flu, but also in multiple studies for adults and children, it's shown to actually reduce the risk of serious disease and complications and hospitalizations. So that is one aspect of that holistic strategy. And like you mentioned, going into cleaning and disinfecting and hand washing as well.
So talk to me about disinfecting. So what are some high-touch surfaces that can carry the germs for longer than we expect?
Oh yes, and these are sometimes things people don't even think about, but basically anything you're touching on a regular basis in your home. So high-touch, high-traffic areas include countertops, doorknobs, remote controls, and light switches, and using things like disinfecting solutions like Clorox disinfecting wipes, which kills 99.9% of germs on hard, non-porous surfaces, can really help. And this is especially important when a virus is actively circulating in the home, so that we can reduce the risk of spreading it to other members of the household.
You know, it's so true. And we touch our cell phones on a regular basis. I carry Clorox wipes with me to go. So whether I'm traveling, I wipe down plane surfaces, light switches, remote controls in hotel rooms, all of that. So talk to me about keeping our hands clean as well.
Yeah, so that proper hand hygiene, which I'm sure we all know about, but became even more popular in the pandemic, but it's important all the time. And that includes washing your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds before eating and hopefully before touching your face, because that's how germs spread. We touch a surface, it may have a germ, we touch our nose, our mouth, or rub our eyes, and that is how germs enter our system. And for your kids, because I'm a mom, I get it, really making this a statement. Hey, it's time to wash our hands versus giving them an option like, do you want to wash your hands? And modeling that by hand washing as well, whether it's with them or them watching you do it, is really important. And have them sing that happy birthday song twice to get that 20 seconds to make it a little more fun and lighthearted so they understand how important this is to reduce the risk of getting germs.
I love that. So do you educate your children to sing the happy birthday song? You know, what are some daily habits that you're implementing in your own home?
I love that. And so, yes, we have a preschooler. So as you can imagine, he brings home a lot of germs. But he has a rule that whenever he comes into the home from playing in the park or from school, before he's able to eat a snack, before he's able to go play, he has to wash his hands. So this means him going on his own, and if he doesn't, we say you have an option. You can go yourself or I will help you to the bathroom. But hand washing is an important part of our home. And I'll be honest, it absolutely really helps because he's not as sick as much as I see his peers because of that hand washing, getting outside, exercise, that prioritizing of sleep. Again, it's risk reduction. Illness happens, but we can do these small things that really can make an impact on our health.
That's exactly right. I love your suggestion of the holistic approach, getting outside, exercise, washing your hands, proper nutrition. Now, Dr. Amin, where can we go for more information to educate on the flu, how to best prevent it, whether you mentioned flu vaccines as well?
Yeah, so for more helpful tips and resources for preventing the spread of germs and helping keep our homes safe during this viral season, make sure you visit Clorox.com.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Amin, thank you so much for your knowledge. I wish you health and happiness this flu season, and I appreciate all that you're doing to make sure that your patients can prevent it and don't become as sick as they can be. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
Now, we have a bit more on this International Day of Education. We will be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Kimberly Perot here. Join me next week on Good Morning Vail because Ross and Kevin will be here and we'll be in the kitchen all week long making delicious tailgating snacks for the big game, which is happening. Plus, we've got in-studio guests of Anahata Yoga, Eagle Valley Library District, Dang Sweets, and Eyepieces of Vail. So lots happening. All of that plus much more on Good Morning Vail, and we'll see you then.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. The CDC's Tips from Former Smokers campaign has helped millions stop smoking over the years, and their campaign's launching again this February with some new faces and some new messaging. Joining us via Zoom now are some members of the campaign. Christy and Angie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Good. All right. Awesome. Can you guys tell me a little bit more about this campaign and what the goal is for the Tips from Former Smokers?
Sure. CDC's Tips from Former Smokers campaign features real people, not actors, who share stories about their smoking and how it led to health consequences in order to encourage and inspire people to make an attempt to quit smoking. This year, we're really excited to feature 7 new people, most of whom used menthol cigarettes. Menthol is an ingredient that can make it easier to start and harder to quit smoking, but quitting is possible. And today's ads really share messages for all people, including people who smoke menthol cigarettes, to let them know that they can quit too.
Yeah, amazing. It's one of the hardest things in life, I think, to kick one of these kinds of habits. What specifically about menthol cigarettes make them so dangerous and hard to start and stop?
Well, the menthol has both cooling and numbing properties. So it allows smoke to be inhaled more deeply into the lungs and eases the harshness of cigarette smoke. So that's why menthol is more commonly used among young people. It's also aggressively targeted to specific groups, including Black Americans and the LGBTQI plus community, as well as women and young people. And those groups also disproportionately use menthol cigarettes. So these ads, feature people who did smoke menthol and share that message that you can quit too.
Awesome, awesome. And how exactly does this campaign help people? Obviously spreading real life stories, but how does this campaign help people?
Well, every year that our ads are on air, we see immediate and dramatic spikes in calls to 1-800-QUIT-NOW and to the CDC website, cdc.gov/tips. So we know that they have an impact. And in fact, the campaign has already helped at least 1 million people who smoke in the United States make a quit for good, and more than 16 million people try to quit smoking.
Awesome. And then could one of you maybe share a story or two about how smoking has impacted you?
Sure, I will. I've been singing since I was 3. And I sang in gospel choirs, rhythm and blues groups, even had a short stint in Vegas. And smoking impacted me where I was not able to sing the way that I used to. Not able to hit the notes that I could hit. And I adored singing, and smoking took that away from me.
Right. And so were you able to quit and kind of get back into it a little bit, or where are you at now?
I'm back into it a little bit.
Okay, good.
A little bit, but it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely. So these stories are so impactful. You can find them on advertisements all over, but where can people go for more information?
cdc.gov/tips for more information and to see the ads. And if you want to quit smoking and talk to a trained counselor, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Is there anything else I should have asked you guys, or anything else you want to add?
I'd just like to say that let people know that I know that quitting is hard, but it's doable. And I think if you just take the action and go to the website or call the number, you can get the help that you need. I most certainly did.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for joining us and sharing some of your stories. Be sure to check it out. Keep your eyes peeled. And if you know someone that needs some help, be sure to check out the website and stay tuned for some more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
We're really excited to introduce you to TV8's newest on-air segment. It's called the TV8 Visitors Bureau, and what that does is it helps you navigate getting around town from point A to point B, or find the restaurant you want to go to, or maybe even give you tips on where you should go for what kind of meal you're looking for. And right now we're here at the Avon Transit Center, where we're going to be giving you information on which bus you should catch depending on where you want to go, because there's a red line, a blue line, a skier and restaurant shuttle, and so there's a lot of information here. If you're staying down in Avon, the Avon Skier Shuttle will pick you up at so many great locations and get you up to Beaver Creek Mountain for you to enjoy skiing and riding up there. And the bus comes every 15 minutes to each stop, so therefore you can get to the mountain very quickly and efficiently. You can go to avon.org for more information in the entire bus schedule. Now, the EcoBus is an inter-county bus that can take you from Eagle to Vail and anywhere in between. Whether you're looking to go to Minturn or Eagle Vail, this is the bus that's going to get you from point A to point B. And for more information on that, you'll go to eaglecounty.us to see exactly the bus schedule that's taking place there. That's going to do it for this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I hope it helps you get from point A to point B, and it helps you navigate the bus system here in Avon just a little bit. We'll be back with more after this.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Happy Monday, it's February 5th, and we are at the top of the second hour here on the Monday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm Kimberly Perot, and joining me today in the studio is the excellent Rosalynn Hart, and it's been a fun one so far. In the second hour, we have the Vail Vibes Valentine's Day update that you are not going to want to miss, plus a new series on Peacock about relationships and much more. So hour 2 of Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Welcome into the TV8 Weather Center this wonderful Monday morning. Temperature starting out about 19 degrees at 8 a.m. today right now with a high of 44 degrees later in the day. Partly cloudy skies throughout the day today. Some slight and variable winds, nothing too crazy out there. Again, starting the day at 19 degrees, around noon we'll hit 38 degrees, and at 4 p.m. we'll hit 42 degrees before temperatures drop back down to 32 degrees at 8 p.m. Partly cloudy skies throughout the day today before mostly cloudy skies this evening. Rolling into the I-70 corridor, Eagle, a high of 42 degrees today. Love those Mondays, huh? High of 42 degrees in Eagle today, partly cloudy skies. Avon, a high of 44 degrees, and Vail, a high of 44 degrees. Denver looking at a high of 47 degrees today, and some sunny skies in Denver. Tonight, a low of 24 degrees, mostly cloudy skies with a sunset at 5:30 p.m. Winds coming from the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Looking at the rest of the week, a partly cloudy sky today, Monday, and a partly cloudy day tomorrow on Tuesday with a high of 48 degrees. Pretty warm. Wednesday and Thursday, the next snowstorm starts rolling in potentially with a high of 40 degrees on Wednesday and 30 degrees on Thursday. Temperatures keep dropping into Friday with another chance of snow and a high of 31 degrees before the weekend sees mostly cloudy skies and a high of 31 on Saturday. Temperatures varied throughout the week this week, so be prepared for a little bit of everything. Beaver Creek snow report, 15 inches in the last 2 days, which is great and brings the season total to 158 inches and a base depth of 50 inches. Beaver Creek's operating 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. right now with 25 lifts open and 164 trails. That's about 73% of terrain. So hopefully these next couple storms will get a little more open up at Beaver Creek, but everything's starting to rock and roll. Over at Vail, 7 inches in the last 2 days reported, bringing the season total to 180 inches and bringing that base depth up to 58 inches. And you know we're all about that base, no treble here. Vail's operating 8:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. right now with 30 lifts open, including Blue Sky Basin and the back bowls, with 277 trails and 99% of terrain open to skiers and snowboarders. Starting to look pretty good out there. We're looking into kind of some sunny skies, partly cloudy skies before that next storm rolls in, Kim. So we're keeping our eyes peeled.
Bring on the sun.
Bring on the sun.
Bring on the sun.
But keep doing those snow dances, right?
Keep doing those snow dances for sure. I'm not ready for an early spring. I'm just not, you know. I've got way too many outfits that I want to try out on the mountain.
No.
Plus, like, it's just fun.
Yeah, we got to hold on to winter as long as we can here.
We really do. And, I think this is the first time, though, like all winter, we've seen Denver in the 40s at the same time that the Valley is also in the 40s. So The weather's just weird.
It's wild. I like to say it's kind of like Powerball. They just throw numbers out there. 19 degrees, 42 degrees.
That's so true. It's so true.
All over the place. But speaking of varying conditions, right? Luckily, we have our friends at Eyepieces of Vail that have all the helmets and goggles we need to be on the slopes.
We do. And, you know, they've got this one, I think, is their favorite, at least from what I've been seeing, the cask helmet, because it's the 3-in-1. It's pretty great. So it's got the lens that changes depending on the lighting conditions, so you don't need to switch it out. It's attached. It's like a space helmet, you know.
It looks like something from a Tom Cruise movie.
It really,
right?
you know, I can, like Top Gun, you know,
Yes.
he's ripping it off when he comes off the motorcycle. But then it also has the Bluetooth technology, so you can take calls and make them while you're on the mountain, and I think it cancels out some of the noise, which is great.
Or you could deny calls.
You can also deny calls, so you know when they're coming in, which is pretty great. But this is by Cask. They're an Italian brand, and it's very lightweight. So
that's the coolest thing.
It really is.
Lightweight.
It's great. And then they've got the fancy, you know, goggles, so you don't have to worry about juggling a million different things in your hands
That's
at
right.
once.
And it just looks so slick.
It
Look at
does.
that thing.
You know, I might have to try it out. We'll see. Eyepieces of Vail. Kim's coming for you. Well, they've got so many other options as well. But, you know, instead of spending all of your money, I had a conversation with a wealth management expert about how you can best prepare for your future and not spend it all on ski gear. So let's take a look at my conversation with Chris Manicius.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, this conversation is a conversation that should be had often and always. How to build financial security for you and your family. Joining me today is wealth strategist, entrepreneur, and much more, Chris Manicius. How are you, Chris?
Kim, good to see you.
Great to see you as well. So this is such an important conversation. And, you know, I know you're so knowledgeable in the area of building wealth for your family, for generations to come. And talk to us a little bit more about what wealth strategy looks like.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, I think a lot of people have been let down by Wall Street. The typical prescription for most people is put your funds in a 401k or in the stock market, cross your fingers and hope and pray you'll have enough for retirement. And I think that's disappointed a lot of people. So I'm on a mission here just to educate people on what their options are. I feel like if people just knew what alternatives they have for them to safely grow their money, they would make, you know, different decisions or have better vehicles to have a more abundant retirement.
It's true, and it's a conversation that isn't had enough. So talk to me about one of the methods that you recommend to people. Life insurance is a big piece of it. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, a lot of people don't know that there's actually safe havens for finances within insurance vehicles. They think it's just all about the market, but the market goes up, it goes down. It can take you sometimes a decade to recoup losses in the market. With insurance vehicles, if you go through someone licensed like myself, you can get into what are called indexed accounts. That means when you get a gain, it's credited, it's locked in, you're not going to lose it again. And where you can get those are typically in permanent life insurance, like IULs that I help clients with, and annuities, fixed index annuities. Those are basically self-funded pensions that allow people to create their own pension. You know, we used to be the land of corporate pensions, but sadly, those don't really exist anymore. Not so frequently. So I actually educate people on how to fund their own pensions so that they can grow their money safely and predictably and have a retirement income that they'll never outlive.
It's so true. Now, talking about life insurance, you can actually use it to your advantage while you're still alive. Can you give us a little more insight around that?
100%. So with permanent life insurance, and a lot of people don't know this, it's actually the only vehicle in the IRS tax code that allows you to grow money tax-free. It allows you to access it while you're alive tax-free and pass it on tax-free. Now, how can you do this? Well, when you take loans from your policies, loans are not taxable according to the IRS. So there's a lot of creative ways you can use life insurance that the wealthy have been using for generations, you know, in ways that can really help your family get ahead.
And it's so true, you know, instead of relying on, as you mentioned, the traditional means of the 9-to-5 paycheck and the 401k and the pension, this is a great way to do that. So where would you recommend people go to either have a conversation with you or to find more information about how to better educate yourself on building generational wealth?
Yeah, I'd recommend going to my Instagram page. It's Chris, the Wealth Strategist. I put out a ton of free conceptual training on life insurance, on financial concepts, and people can actually book in with me directly if they want more information. But I definitely recommend going there. I put out, you know, 3 to 5 videos per week, just educating people on their options.
That's true. Now, you're an entrepreneur as well, and what made you become passionate about this subject to educate others and to grow their wealth?
Well, in 2020, I actually started investing in permanent life insurance, whole life. And I shouldn't say investing because it's not technically an investment, but I didn't really know what my options were other than that. And I didn't even really know about IULs. And the more I researched it, the more I realized there's actually an abundance of options available to people. And so, I had been in sales working for a couple different consulting companies, and I just really wanted to kind of go out on my own again and do something that I was passionate about personally and be able to help educate people on what their options are, because that just brings me a lot of fulfillment, just teaching people what's available to them and helping them improve their situation for not only themselves, but for their family and for generations of their family.
It's true. And in regard to income, outside of the 9 to 5, there are other options as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah, actually, like if life insurance agents can do pretty well, we have plenty of part-timers making, 2,000 to 5,000 per month around their current employment. So it's actually a often overlooked way to bring in additional income. We have people who just get some policies for themselves. They help some family and friends. So it can be a great supplemental income source for people. And if you want to run with it, you can actually build a substantial business of your own. And people don't know this, but actually hedge funds buy insurance businesses, and other wealthy agents buy insurance businesses. So it can actually blossom into quite a valuable asset. So
sounds like an untapped market, and definitely one that we should be talking about more frequently on the mainstream conversation. So Chris, one more time, where can we go to follow you on the social media? Where can we go from a website perspective? Share all of the details.
Yeah, the best place is I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So Instagram, Chris the Wealth Strategist, and then TikTok, Chris the Wealth Strategist. Instagram, I would say first and foremost, and then my links in the bio and everything like that. So those are definitely the best places to go to learn more.
And before we go, do you have one quick tip of the day that you can give our viewers? I don't put you on the spot there.
Stay open-minded. Finances are they're a very polarizing topic. There's going to be people who are diehard about the market and people who are diehard about insurance. Just do your research. I mean, there's no perfect vehicle. Insurance is not perfect. The market isn't perfect. It's all about just creating a plan that works for you and looking at all your options. So just stay open-minded.
Awesome. Well, Chris, we appreciate you. You're very knowledgeable, and it sounds like you have a lot of information to share with people to build financial security for their families and beyond. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Now stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Debuting on Peacock is a new dating series called Couple to Thruple, and joining us this morning is the host of that show, Scott Evans, and relationship expert Shamira Howard. Thanks for joining us this morning, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Shamira.
Shamira, excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. How are you guys doing? You guys look great out there.
Thank you. We're well. Thanks. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. So this new show, Couple to Thruple, can you guys tell me a little bit about the basis of this show and what people can expect?
Yeah, what people can expect is, I think, a dating show that they are going to love. I think it has everything you normally get on a dating show and much, much more. We wanted to have this experience with couples who were open and honest about the question, are we better as a three? Is maybe the dynamic that we're living in now better served by opening our relationship, opening our hearts into something more? And so they came down to Panama and had a time.
Yeah, I can imagine. And that's what viewers can expect, right? It's kind of a uplifting show and kind of open their eyes a little bit. But where did this trend kind of start? And I know it's gaining popularity, but kind of where did this trend come from and how's it growing?
Well, it's not necessarily a trend. It's more of a relationship structure that's been around. It's been around.
Right.
Actually, it's older than monogamy. So non-monogamy is much older than monogamy. However, here in America, monogamy is the preference for people. We've been socialized to be monogamous. However, what we know is that research tells us that 34% of adults would rather some form of non-monogamy in their lives, while most people practice monogamy. Thruples are really increasing in popularity under the polyamory umbrella. So we know that about 16 million Americans are now in some type of non-monogamous and polyamorous relationships. And because thruples are becoming increasingly popular, where they weren't before, because thruples are seen as monogamy plus one. So not very popular under the polyamory umbrella, which polyamory is multiple relationships. And thruppledom is now being seen as a popular choice because a lot of people are now considering opening up their coupled relationships.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. What are some of the benefits that come from a relationship like this?
Well, one of the main benefits is that people get to explore simultaneous relationships at one time. So for a lot of people, monogamy is going to be the choice all the time. But there are other people who recognize that monogamy just wasn't or isn't for them, and they get to explore a relationship structure and dynamic that feels more authentic, where they feel they can be more authentic and they feel like that they can exist as who they are meant to be in this structure. So it definitely is not for everyone.
Awesome, yeah. and Scott, like, why stop at 3, right? Like, is there is there more than 3? You know, where does this kind of balloon up to?
Man, it could be as much. It could be as many as you want. But you know, for the idea of the couple to thruple, we had to stop at 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, if it had been up to me, we'd have been coupled to as many as you want.
Love that.
But what I will say in all seriousness is that, you know, I think that there is a real benefit to being open, being honest, being clear, and being supported. And I think that is ultimately what our goal in this experience was, no matter the number that you would end up with, because it wasn't a guarantee that any of these couples would actually leave as two.
Right.
And so, it really was about having a experience they've never had before, that so many people are curious about, and about making sure that they knew that they had all the support they possibly could have. It also was an opportunity to showcase for the first time on television ever this rather unorthodox, perhaps, view of a relationship dynamic, but also something that was inherently queer, right? We've never seen a television show like this where at least someone in the dynamic is going to be having a queer experience, right? And so, meaning that both people in the experience will be having a queer experience, right? And so it was just something that I was so very, very much excited to be a part of, very much excited that it was going to exist. And when I found out we were going to be doing it with the Dr. Shamira Howard, I was like, sign me up. Dr. Shamira, what'd I say? I will accept this role.
I will accept this role.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. You guys obviously have some great chemistry, but what can people expect from the show? It sounds like there's 4 couples that kind of get paired with a third person to their relationship. Are there fireworks? Is there drama? Comedy? What can we expect?
It sounds like you wrote the trailer right there. It's all of those things. I think that it is going to have everything that you've ever wanted from a dating show experience, and much, much more. Because there are 3 people in this dynamic, there's always going to be more of all of the things you have in a relationship. But I think it's also going to be a surprise for people to know how much they see themselves in this experience, how much they have also been curious about this experience, maybe surprise themselves with some conversations they have at home.
Right, right. I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
It's a good time. We cannot wait for you to see it. It's February 8th. We drop episodes in batches of 3 every week until the finale, so we cannot wait. Come join us.
Awesome. And how long are the episodes?
They long.
Long.
Good. So we can kind of
But
binge
not
watch
long
those
enough,
first.
if you know what I'm saying.
Amazing, amazing. February 8th, Couple to Thruple, coming to Peacock. Amazing. Anything else you guys want to add? Anything else people should know?
I have a question.
Go shoot.
You ever thought about it yourself?
As a single man, not really. I got to start with 1, man. I got to get 1 before I get 3.
Start with 1. Go all in.
I know that's right.
But after I get that 1, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Well, at least you're open-minded. And that's just what we want people to do, is to just be open-minded when you come into the show, and just know that while this might not be your relationship dynamic, it works, it's real, and it's for those who want it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us this morning. Couple to Thruple sounds amazing. Can't wait to tune in a couple days here. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail, and be sure to check out Couple to Thruple on Peacock coming soon.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself, here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the kitchen. As promised, we are finishing up the touchdown or end zone meatballs. Either one is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
But it smells really great. Can you smell the combo?
Oh,
of,
yeah.
Like, the peppers and the onions,
Oh, yeah.
the ketchup and vinegar, all of it. It's like, I don't know, it's like a party for our nostrils right
Yeah,
now.
we've been kind of working in between takes here, right? Get it kind of moved along throughout the morning
It's
here.
exactly right. So what we did during the commercial break, while our pan was still hot, we mixed the pineapple juice that we strained from the can, we separated from the can, and then we added the cornstarch as well. So lots of things happening, quite delicious. And you can just smell it. It smells great. But we're going to finish it up. So we're adding in our meatballs. So you can make these from scratch if you wanted to, but you can also do the lazy girl hack is what I like to call it, and get the frozen meatballs already cooked. Now you don't want the Italian kind.
No.
We do not want Italian seasoning into our pot because this is not an Italian flavor.
Okay.
Right? But we're doing just regular home-style meatballs. But before we get started with that, we're going to go ahead and finish. We've got an entire can of crushed pineapple. So we're going to dump it into our crock pot.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to let Ross do the dumping, and then I'm going to do the stirring. This is going to add a little bit more juice. You know, everything has kind of been simmering together, so these flavors are going to be great. As you can see, it's just going to be a delicious, like Hawaiian-inspired football treat. Yeah, so we're just stirring it in there. Everything looks great, and then the easiest part now is the meatballs.
I think we should have gotten some Hawaiian rolls.
You know.
And made like a little Hawaiian meatball sandwich.
That sounds quite delicious. Add a little cheese on it.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese on everything. It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter what.
Oh yeah. That's the beauty of these. You
Right.
can do all sorts of things.
You really can. So these are just our regular, they're like pork or beef, whatever you want. But it's just regular flavored home-style meatballs. You usually get about a 2-pound bag to really fill up the crock pot. And so you've got enough for all of your guests for the big game. Yeah, so you ready? Are you ready to dump it in?
Let's do it. How do you eat these things? Like toothpick them, or how do you?
Yeah,
usually
I would use a toothpick. You can just kind of like set a jar of toothpicks next to your crock pot. Okay, looking good. We're gonna go ahead and just stir everything in there. Believe it or not, these are going to be delicious when they're cooked all the way through. But you put it on high. So we have it on low when we had our sauce in here. So I'm gonna adjust my crock pot to high. This should take about an hour to 2 hours to fully cook, depending on what's happening here. But we're just gonna stir it in, and then eventually it's all going to just like meld together. It's gonna be delicious. I cannot wait to try these when they are done. But it's definitely one of my favorite things to do is to make like football snacks.
Love this.
Yeah, so
Love this.
it's gonna be great.
And they're probably good left over.
They are great, actually, the next day, but these probably won't be left over
Yeah,
because they're going to be
that's
so
right.
delicious.
That's right.
They will be for us here in the studio,
That's
but
right.
you know what? We're gonna let them cook. It's cooking on high, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Cool, easy.
Yeah, lots of stuff. So if you feel like you need to put a little bit more like sauce in it, we can add a little bit more of the red wine, a little bit more of the ketchup,
Cool.
olive oil. Just depends on how thick you want your sauce to be that's surrounding these meatballs. So they're just gonna simmer down. They're gonna be delicious.
Easy.
It's gonna be super
Do you ever
good.
use the liner in the crock pot so you don't have to clean it?
You know, I don't.
No.
I should. You know, easy kitchen hack. I feel like I do dishes all the time because I'm always trying new recipes
That's right.
and cooking. But yeah, do you use a liner?
It's part of it.
Are you a crock pot guy?
Not a big crock pot guy, no.
Oh, you're about to be.
Yeah.
The more you're on TV8.
I love to eat a good crock pot meal, but
It's true.
I just don't have the patience, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it's a lot.
to let it sit for hours. So
It's
I'm-
true. But we're gonna let this one sit, and it's going to be delicious. It's gonna smell good. We can already smell all the
yeah.
flavors now. So it's very. I feel like we're in Hawaii. Yeah.
You do?
I do kind of. You know,
all right.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it. You know, ready for the sun, and I know we're getting some here, but I'm ready for the sun and the beach. So it's coming up soon.
And I'm ready for some snow.
You know, yin and yang here.
Always.
That's what it is. But we've got all of this deliciousness in the crock pot. Cannot wait to taste it. These are called end zone or touchdown meatballs. Whatever you want, you can make it fun, make it themed for your party and for all of your guests.
Love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Well, we've got more on deck for the show, so we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do. So even though you work for...
Some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
welcome back. It's Kimberly here with the TV8 Weather Center. And boy, oh boy, is it going to be an interesting one in regard to weather this week. But let's take a look at today's Monday morning forecast. As you can see, 19 degrees this morning, so chilly, but it is going to warm up. So make sure that you're wearing your layers this morning. We'll have a high of 44 degrees. Those winds light and variable and a bit of sunshine, partially cloudy, but I think we'll see mostly sunshine as we move throughout the day. And then looking at the hourly, it's going to be about the same, partially cloudy all day long. So you know that means probably bluebird skies all throughout the day today with a little bit of cloud coverage. 38 at noon, 42 at 4 p.m., and then 32 degrees at 8 p.m., but mostly cloudy because we are expecting another storm later this week. Looking at the I-70 corridor, Denver, 47 degrees. It's the first time that we've been in the 40s along with the valley in Denver. Vail, 44 degrees, and then all the way 44 in Avon, 42 in Eagle. Most sunshine in Eagle, cloud coverage throughout the day. And then we've got a little bit of interesting weather happening in Denver across the I-70 corridor. Tonight, low of 24 degrees. Mostly cloudy, sunset at 5:30 p.m. Winds coming from the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at that 5-day, now this is where it gets interesting. We get a little bit of a break from the snow, but we want all the snow that we can get. Tuesday, 20% chance of precipitation, partially cloudy, 48 for the high, 26 for the low. And then Wednesday, we have a few snow showers. So those keywords there, few, we will have a little bit here, but probably not enough to do major coverage like we had over the weekend. 50% chance of that, high of 40, low of 21, and then it gets colder on Thursday, hitting those 0-degree temperatures, meaning 32 degrees freezing, high for Thursday, low of 14, afternoon snow on Friday. 40% chance of that, 31 for the high, 13 for the low, just about the same on Saturday. I'm giving you a quick snow report because we had so much of it over the weekend. We had 15 inches in Beaver Creek over the last 48, 158 inches for the total season. The base depth is 50 inches, which is pretty great. Lifts are spinning from 8:30 to 4, so get out there, have some fun, take that Leave the Beaver run at Bachelor Gulch, one of my favorites. Looking at the terrain report, 25 lifts open, 164 trails open, 73% of that terrain is open, so slowly creep it up toward the 100% there. Heading into Vail, we're looking at the 180 inches season total, base depth of 58, and they had about 7 inches over the weekend, so still a really great time to be out on the mountain. Looking at their trails, 30 lifts are open, 277 trails are open, and then we are still waiting for that 100% party that Kevin and I are throwing here in the studio because we only have 99% of the terrain open at Vail Resort. But Avija, speaking of Vail, she gets out and about with Vail Vibes and shows us all of the latest happenings here in the Valley and beyond. So let's take a look at the latest Vail Vibes.
Come on!
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. Avisha Scarborough here. Now if you've spent any time in Vail, you know that we have a vibrant art community here. And the latest addition to that community is a brand new contemporary art gallery with a long family legacy.
When Courtney Olson stepped into the role of curator and gallery director at Relevant Galleries, she was following in her family's footsteps.
My great uncle, Paul Zucker, he moved out from North Dakota to Denver very early on in his career, and he fell into the art world. He loved the art world. He, in his home, he has Moreaus and Picassos and just great, incredible artists. And he is a key collector in Denver in the art scene. And so when he started the gallery business, one of their next openings was actually in Aspen. And so my parents both got involved in that. And then you don't realize when you're sitting at the dinner table how much you pick up when you're little about the art world. And so I just joined 3 years ago. So we're a 3-generation family firm.
Their parent company, AD Galleries, has 11 established galleries throughout the Southwest. Courtney says she got to discover and choose a variety of emerging artists for this location.
That's the fun part. That's the fun part. We are always looking for artists. We probably get about 1,000 artist submissions every single year. And so typically in the springtime, we'll sit down, our executive team and each of our directors at all of our galleries will say, hey, this is what our clientele is wanting, this is what they're needing. And so we'll go through artist submissions, we'll go out to fun artist shows and figure out, who's selling and what are people wanting in the area. Especially big name artists, you want to get attached to those, but then also it's supporting the local artists, it's supporting the emerging artists. Like we just brought in an artist that's right behind me. His name is Jeffrey Gersten. He is definitely, I would say, more of an emerging artist, but incredible oil painter. I mean, his pieces look like photographs. And he is out of Arizona. And so it's that fine balance of showing both sides. So this gallery it's a show gallery. It's meant to show kind of the best work out of, I think we have 6 different artists in here right now. And so really going through and finding those pieces that are that wow factor that people stop and you're like, I want this in my house. Pretty much every single artist we do have in here is extremely contemporary. We have everything from wall sculptures to abstract paintings to one of the top Native American artists that is more that contemporary oil painter in the front. And so it does have a really unique mix where someone could easily choose one from each artist and have their whole home done.
Their sister galleries, Gibb Singleton in Vail and Relevance Denver location, are known for representing the very popular David Yarrow.
He has just very interesting background from going from North American wildlife and South American wildlife into these new storytelling scenes that are very cinematically driven. It's like a little movie set inside of a photograph. We had some clients that actually got to go up to one of his shoots up above Leadville, and he did a Leadville shoot up there, which was pretty incredible. And it was that Southwestern, but it was like Cara Delevingne and a pair of skis walking outside of the saloon, and it's so creative. And I think that's a big part of his work and who he is, but also when you hear him speak, you're like, this man is a genius.
And if you want to meet David Yarrow, Russell Young, or any of the other artists, keep an eye on the Relevant Galleries website for upcoming events.
We're looking forward to doing a lot of incredible events. We have almost every single one of the artists that we have represented in here. We're going to be doing a show with them. We're going to be flying them in for a weekend, doing a show, having live music, bartender, all the fun things that you hope for a gallery show. But we'll be having, and it's really special to be able to meet the artist. And we're a very strong believer in you have to meet the artist to understand the art. When you meet the man behind the magic or the woman behind the magic, that's a whole different story.
Sounds incredible. We can't wait to dive deeper into the art and learn the stories of these talented artists. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avija Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I am always overjoyed to have this next guest here on the couch with me because she is a wealth of information and an alumni of TVA. Joining me today is Claire Noble with the Eagle County Government. Claire, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing this morning, Kim?
I'm so excited to have you here, first of all. Love the outfit. Looking fabulous as always.
Thank you so much.
Well, lots of exciting things happening with Eagle County. So
yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the state of the county,
Okay.
which we're going to do tomorrow.
Okay.
We do it once a year. And so it is February 6th, Tuesday, 11 a.m. at the Eagle County Building in Eagle.
Okay.
Everyone is welcome. We'll be serving lunch. So it lasts about an hour and it's really fun. Our videography team does an amazing job. So it's a really visual, great music, and then you'll hear great information about what we've been doing with your tax dollars here in Eagle County. The theme this year is investing in each other.
Great.
And so we'll be giving examples of how we've done that. So I'll just give you a few teasers right now. So for instance, public health. You know, promote the general welfare is in the preamble of the Constitution. And that's kind of a lofty goal at the federal level, but where it really happens is at the local level. And so public health reached their goal of 90% vaccination rate for kindergartners.
Wow.
They did more than 4,000 vaccinations last year. And this is really important for the health of everyone in our community. Human services. One of the things that's a big issue in our county, we talk a lot about housing and we can talk about that a little bit later, but childcare is the other part of that.
It is.
And it's really tough to attract and retain childcare workers. So our Human Services Department has been working on that from both ends. They've been helping the child care providers, but then they've also been helping the families to afford the child care as well. So a lot of investment in our youngest, our most vulnerable in our community. And then the investment in those who have absolutely no voice. Our Open Space and Natural Resources Department removed 5 miles of barbed wire. This is, we used to be a ranching and farming community, and there is still ranching that takes place, but there's a lot of this, I guess, legacy barbed wire that our deer and our elk get caught up in. And our people's dogs can get caught up in it as well. It can be really dangerous. So they removed 5 miles of old barbed wire last year. But they also installed 5 raptor perches on open space land. And I don't know if when you drive around, you've ever seen hawks flying above, but it's an amazing sight. They're such beautiful birds.
That's great.
Yeah. So a lot of that. The other thing is our sheriff's office works incredibly hard. They answered nearly 40,000 calls for service last year, more than 700 a week. Just to put this into perspective, our population is 55,000. So they were a very busy department, but they also went on more than 50 community service or community engagement events last year. So they're also out in the community doing things like National Night Out, doing the torch run with Special Olympics. They're doing story hours at the public libraries. So they're out there in the community. So they're not seen necessarily in an adversarial role, that they are members of our community. So a lot of our different departments have been doing amazing work. And so that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
Oh, that's so great. And, especially with the police officers, it's so great to know that they are changing the narrative or not, pushing the mainstream narrative that is police officers are always out to get you. They're here to support and to make us feel safe.
And they live they're members of our community. And apparently just one positive interaction can actually change a person's perception of law enforcement. So we have them out there doing, for instance, Shop with a Cop.
Oh, that was the greatest.
Yes, absolutely. And so it takes people at a very young age, children, and introduces them to law enforcement and shows them that they're people just like us. They're members of our community. They're here to help you. They're here to serve the community. And so maybe some of these kids will grow up and say, I want to be a firefighter, or I want to be a police officer.
It's so great. And Eagle County is investing into the youth, and it's just showing how invested as a community we are into making this a greater place for years to come. It's just wonderful.
That's a great point because, for instance, something like the Torch Run, that's a collaboration between the Sheriff's Office and law enforcement, first responders, and Special Olympics. And that's one thing you see over and over and again in this community are a lot of nonprofits that work together, they work with the county, and then they work with each other. And so it's just, I think, altogether a really collaborative community.
That's great. Speaking of community, housing. This is a big part of community.
Yes.
You can't have community without housing. So what's happening?
Our housing department is just, they are trying every approach possible. It's a tough nut to crack. Some people describe it as a wicked problem, not because it's from Maine, but because it's a problem that's almost not solvable, but we can mitigate it and we can chip away at it. Because right now in Eagle County, you can only build on about 16% of the land.
Wow.
The rest of the land is national forest, wilderness, state land, BLM land, and we don't want necessarily to build on that land. So we want to maximize the land that we have available to build on. And we also want to maximize the ability for people to find places to live. And this is personal for me as well, because I am renting, I am spending an outrageous amount of money on rent, so I know what it's like. I also know that I would love to buy a place, but there's so little available, and what is available is really expensive. So the Hay Meadow development in Eagle is so exciting. The county has purchased 43 units that they will, as they become available this spring, they will make available to the community to buy. They are deed restricted, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. They have beautiful open layouts, all modern furnishings. And that's something I've seen people comment on about real estate up here. 2024 prices for 70s interiors. This is brand new, beautiful, incredible views. You're located really in the heart of Eagle County. So you are steps from hiking and biking trails. You're really close to the Eagle Pool. You're very close to the Eagle Ranch community with a cute little movie theater and restaurants and everything. So it's a great location, a beautiful property. You can apply now. Applications are open until February 29th. You go to housingeaglecounty.com. You'll see a banner at the top of the page. Hay Meadow applications open now. So you go and you apply, and the first drawing is going to take place on March 7th. Now, there are some things you need to do. It needs to be your primary residence. You need to work in Eagle County. So we're not doing this. We're not offering these for folks who want to be second homeowners. We're not offering these for people who want to short-term rental them. They are for our workforce housing. And it's just super exciting. If you go there also, you'll see that they have some open houses. So if you're curious, you can go out there. This is phase 1 of the Hay Meadow, which will probably take 15, 20 years to completely build out, because it will be hundreds of townhomes, condos, single-family homes.
Oh, that's great. And to know that we have hopefully a continuous stream over the next few years of new housing is just wonderful.
Yeah, and there are other projects as well. Super excited about the Habitat for Humanity project. That's a combination of Habitat for Humanity, Town of Vail, and the Eagle County Housing and Development Authority that will be taking place at the Timber Ridge redevelopment in the heart of Vail. I think it's just amazing that there will be Habitat for Humanity homes in Vail, Colorado.
It's so cool. It's so great. I love Habitat for Humanity, and I've been involved with them in the past all over the place. So I love that they're having a big project here. So what else is happening? The ski season is in full swing, and that's something exciting.
Gosh, so much snow, so much snow this weekend. It was amazing to watch, and what a beautiful day to wake up to yesterday and this morning. It'll be great skiing out there. Can't believe Vail's at 99%.
I know. We were just waiting for one single run to open, and that's it.
And then you throw the party. I better be invited.
Absolutely.
But what everybody is invited to next Friday, February 16th, is Ski and Ride Day with the commissioners. And this one will be taking place at Beaver Creek. You meet at the Centennial Lift at 10 a.m. and they're recommending that you're at an intermediate level. So I could probably just barely scoot by in there. Ski for a couple of hours and then go to the Dusty Boot for lunch at 12:30. If you're like, I don't really have the time to ski, or I'm not a skier or a snowboarder, just meet them at the Dusty Boot for lunch at 12:30.
That's great, and you can get to know them on a more informal level to learn, their plans for 2024 and beyond.
And share your plans.
That's
If you're
great.
like, hey, I think there should be a bus stop here or a crosswalk there, or what about this place for open space? Yeah, you can share your ideas with them because they would love to hear them.
I love the collaboration between the people and the leaders.
Yes.
It's wonderful. So Claire, where can we go for more information?
EagleCounty.us, our website has all of this information on it.
State of the county tomorrow. That is the
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Very exciting. Head to the website.
Yes.
And then you can ski with the commissioners next week.
Yes.
Which will be great. So lots of exciting things happening in Eagle County. And Claire, you're a wealth of information. Great to see you.
Good seeing you, Kim. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Now we've got the end of our show coming up here shortly. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Kimberly Perot here. Join me next week on Good Morning Vail because Ross and Kevin will be here and we'll be in the kitchen all week long making delicious tailgating snacks for the big game, which is happening. Plus, we've got in-studio guests of Anahata Yoga, Eagle Valley Library District, Gang Sweets, and Eyepieces of Vail. So lots happening. All of that plus much more on Good Morning Vail, and we'll see you then.
Good morning, Vail.
Looking at that 5-day forecast, we've got a little bit more sunshine today and Tuesday, and then Wednesday we're starting to see those snow showers come in, and the temperatures drop from in the 40s down to the 30s. Wednesday, 50% chance of snow showers, high of 40, low of 21, and then Thursday, 32, 31, and 31. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, snow showers, a little bit of afternoon snow, and sunshine on Friday, mostly cloudy on Saturday, and then lows in the teens. So it is going to be a wild weather week coming up, but lots happening. We had a great show today. Loved having Ross in the studio with me. Per usual, we had some fun in the kitchen making touchdown meatballs. Cannot wait to try those. Plus, Claire Noble, State of the County with Eagle County tomorrow, 11 a.m. Very interesting stuff that they have happening there with housing. You can ski with the commissioners next week. It's just going to be a great one. So I'm Kimberly Perot. Really appreciate you joining on this Monday morning edition of Good Morning Vail. I will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more.